Welcome back to the Fundamentals Podcast, where we talk all things related to sports from a fan's perspective. What's up,
What's good? What's good? What's good?
man? Not my football team. That ain't good.
Oh, well, not both our football teams.
Not
Let me
both
just
our
say
football
that.
teams. We
Yeah,
got we
yeah,
both sitting at the bottom of the
yeah.
Western NFC West, huh? Both sitting the same record, 5-6,
The only
five
difference
and
is,
six.
the only difference is, we 1-3 in the conference.
Yeah.
Not too much.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
too
That's
much.
true.
Not too
That
much. But
matters.
not Big Will. Not too much. I'm trying to
Hey,
not to. We ain't on that this week.
hey, if we can get us if we can
Mm.
win if we can win four more. If we can win four more, we might have a chance. Because all we gotta do is beat. Well, I believe we can win at least four. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Reality is, I'm not even gonna be mad if we don't make the playoffs. I'm gonna tell you why. Uh, we have such a young team. I've talked about the fact that Matthew Stafford is aging. He cannot move the same way. He's not as mobile. Clearly, we could see that. Another key thing that has not been talked about, I haven't seen anybody talk about. Now, let me get in. Let me get into this. Right?
Hmm.
What was something special about Marshall Falk besides his ability to run?
He was a good receiving running back.
He's a good receiving running back. What
Great
could Steve
receiving running back. My bad.
What could exactly? What could Steven Jackson do?
Catch the ball at the backfield.
What could Todd Gurley do?
Catch the ball at the backfield.
What do we not ever? What do we hardly see from Kyron Williams?
They don't use them they don't use them in the
They
passing
don't.
game like they do in
With,
like they
uh,
did those.
so thank you. All right. So
Hmm.
that's something that I feel is missing. It hasn't been utilized. Uh, Given the the fact that it was so heavy, even with because obviously we know uh, McVay was not the coach with Steven Jackson and with Marshall Falk, obviously, um, but he was with Todd Gurley, and
Yeah,
he utilized Todd Gurley being able to do that, and I don't see it with Kyrie Williams, so I'm kind of confused because I feel like uh I don't, and so I thought about this. Part of it is clearly there's a lot of head coaches right now that come off of the McVay coaching tree, right?
hmm,
Um, I'm wondering if part of that is like because there's so many coaches off his coaching tree, he feels like he has to keep things different and change things. But I feel like if we implemented some of the backs being able to catch out of the backfield, implemented that into our offense. I mean, it's something different, and I feel like it could be effective, and I just don't know why he hasn't done that. I feel like that's a big issue, and I feel like we have a young defense. I feel like
hmm.
if we have some decent picks this year, I feel like we could maybe get some depth at linebacker. Maybe get a little bit bigger at defensive line. I know we utilize like a speed defensive line, but I, I
Hmm.
feel like I feel like we could use some meat, pause on the D line. Yeah, you gotta. I feel like we could use that on the D line, and I honestly we can use some depth at defensive back as well. And
I
that's my take
definitely,
on the Rams.
I definitely think y'all could use some help on the defensive back side.
Yeah.
Um, I think that yeah, y'all could use some depth as far as some big bodies on the defensive line, but I do think y'all do have a good pass rush. It's definitely been shown that they do have a great pass rush. Uh, you know, I agree with you when it comes to utilizing your running back, but I kind of think though, is it because McVay is just utilizing this way, or maybe it's just because Matthew Stafford is a different type of quarterback than Jared Goff?
Mm.
think about something like that because
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford he
Yeah.
does have kind of a stronger arm than Goff, so
Yeah.
they're more willing to push it downfield.
That's a
Goff,
valid point.
Goff, he got a pretty good arm, but it ain't Stafford's arm. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they're more trying to utilize the receivers because Stafford is a gunslinger a lot. You know what I'm saying? He's a lot better at throwing a deep ball and passing downfield. You don't really see him as a check down Charlie type person. You know what I'm saying? Jared
That's
Goff
valid.
is a quarterback that does utilize his backs. You could even see it with Detroit. He still
Detroit. Yeah.
utilizes his backs and tight ends. Those he utilizes those more than you would see Stafford. Stafford is more of a person that goes to his receivers. As you see Cooper Cup, Puka Nakua, what's the other boy name out there that y'all got? Robinson.
Robinson. Yep.
Being able to utilize his receivers more. I think think they're kind of tailoring the offense to the strength of the quarterback, and
That makes sense.
that's what's kind of. And I mean, you could scheme out like little plays like they do with like Cooper Cup because he is a versatile receiver. You know what I'm saying? Little quick wide receiver screens, short passes, quick passes.
Hmm.
They could utilize that with the running backs.
That's
So,
what I'm. Yeah. That's what
which I do agree, they do need to incorporate that a lot more. Like they could really do well with some screens and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
do
because
certain
Cooper
things
Cup and
that.
Puka are so good at blocking as wide receivers. They're
Hmm.
great
Yeah,
blocking wide receivers.
yeah. So if they would utilize that, it would open your offense a lot more.
Hmm.
It would keep Matthew Stafford from being such a sitting duck. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times he
Yep.
takes sacks is because he doesn't have the same mobility. So if
Yeah.
you are utilizing your running backs, to get you out of those jams. Now
Yeah.
maybe it might be they need the running backs for extra block protection. Certain things like that.
Yeah.
That could be a little bit of it, but I just believe they're kind of playing more to Stafford's strengths and utilizing his
Versus.
arm to be more of a deep threat versus, check downs here and there. But I do agree they need to utilize Williams a lot better in the passing game. That will open
Yeah.
up the offense a lot more and make it a lot more harder for defense to defend.
Right. Now. Yeah. I agree with you. That's a valid point. Glad you brought that up. Because that was something that honestly it didn't even cross my mind. I still would love us to be able to do some running back
Yeah,
screens,
yeah, it
incorporate
helps.
that. Have the running back chip, and then break off. We have great
Hmm.
blocking wide receivers. I definitely think that would that kind of, because then the defense knows they can't get downhill on you all the
Yeah,
time. Like, you know what I mean? It it,
yep.
it, it brings a different dynamic. So
It
I
keeps
definitely
linebackers honest.
it keeps linebackers honest. That's right. So and even that game against Philly, man, the game against Philly, basically what that turned into was Philly's defensive line was like, we're better than y'all's offensive line, and we're gonna keep bringing the pressure. And like I felt like there was nothing, and I'm not questioning McVay because obviously look what he's been able to do with nothing. Sometimes he's
Yeah.
still made something. I would be. I'm not questioning McVay. Um, I felt like it was just one of those games where we were in over our head, and it Philly was just a better team. And
Hmm.
when I say that, obviously we have pieces and we actually have a solid roster. It's just a young roster. We
Oh
have
yeah.
a young defensive coach, coordinator, and Chris Shula, and that matters too. And
Hmm.
when when I looked at the game, aside from some of the BS, like and probably I think officiating was bad both ends, like not just for Philly, but it was a bad, like you can't decline the penalty, and then when you see what formation we're in, hey, nope, you know what, I want to accept it.
Yeah, that's nah. We can't do that.
Yeah, we can't
You
do
can't
that.
do
But
that.
They let it happen. We snapped
Mm-hmm.
the ball. We snapped the ball, and they were like, "Oh no, let's." He threw a flag late, but let's honor it. You know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. We
but
gotta get
uh,
consistent with that. That's
we
you can't allow that to happen.
exactly, and that was our second touchdown. We had some help because that play before they called pass interference on Philly. When you look at the replay, that wasn't a pass interference. Like so it was bad on both ends. So I'm not blaming now the them changing once they saw our formation. That really ticked me off. That was a big deal. That was like
Oh yeah,
critical. That
yeah.
was
You can't do
critical.
that.
You can't do that. And now he's seen the play. Now he wants to accept the penalty. Now,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah.
that
That's giving them an advantage there. That's
right,
not you can't do that. You can't do
right.
that.
But I
Mm-mm.
mean, overall, it is what it is. We'll see if we can bounce back next week, and hopefully we get a W, and then we're 6-6. So,
Yeah,
what?
y'all got a better chance than we do because right now we got Buffalo this week coming up,
And
and
y'all got some
as
injury. Like for y'all,
as
it should be
battered as we are,
injury bug.
yeah, we just need it. We just need depth. We need depth. I mean, we got
Yeah,
depth in some places, but I mean, we can't. I don't think any team's gonna be able to overcome as many injuries as we get. If it ain't one
right.
superstar player, and it's always to the star players. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's not like our second string person that got in. It's star players. If it
yeah,
ain't Debo that's out this week, then it's Kittle. Kittle's
yeah.
questionable. He's out this week. And then it'd be somebody
Purdy.
on the line. Purdy got. I didn't even know Purdy was injured. So
Yeah,
Purdy goes out. He gets injured, and then
yeah.
Trent Williams is out,
Williams
and
out.
Bosa's out, and
Bosa's
then
out. Yeah,
we've been
yeah,
done lost to a funga. He's been
yeah.
gone. Then like one of our linebackers goes down in the game that we're already playing. We're already playing without Greenlaw
Greenlaw.
and
Yeah.
Hargrave. They both
Hmm.
gone. It's
Yeah,
just like, bro, what else can we do? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
We get one, we lose three. It's
yeah.
like
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
so.
yeah.
I just don't know. We could try to, and I mean some things I do think that we just our defense ain't where it's supposed to be. It's not bad, but
Y'all, y'all
it's
made.
just one we're bad in the red zone for one. Number two,
Yes.
I think that the biggest problem I don't like that we got rid of our coordinator from last year.
Yeah,
He got
that's what I
one
was gonna
season, y'all
say.
got rid of him.
Yeah, that's what I
That
was
that
gonna say.
wasn't
That
right
was
because I
critical.
think I think they should have kept him around because
Me
two
too.
years having a person under a familiar system, even though the defense is kind of still a familiar system, but having somebody there that actually, they can continue to learn from the same person, you get
Hmm.
repetition and consistency.
Right.
We don't look consistent. The pass rush ain't always there. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
we're not on defense. We're not gap sound. You know,
Hmm.
like we leave up open running lanes like for the
Yeah.
QBs to skate out and things like that.
Right.
And it's just like, bro. And on top of that, we killing ourselves with penalties, bro. Every game we got at least
Oh
nine. It's like
yeah.
we got nine,
Y'all.
10 penalties called on offense, like 8 on
And
offense or 3 on defense or something. It's like, bro,
early too. Early in the game too. Like y'all had like a bunch of penalties early. Like it
man,
wasn't
I
even
was
spread out throughout the game. It was, but it was like so
uh
many, like so
like
early.
3 drives in a row, 2 false starts and a holding penalty, and
Yeah.
then we get another penalty like the next drive. It was almost like if we got down to like 3rd and 1, it was guaranteed to be some kind of penalty on us. I was like,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
every week.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
every week. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So at this moment in time, I'm looking at it like, well, we got Buffalo. If we lose to Buffalo, that'll put us at 5-7, which will probably will lose to Buffalo the way that we're playing.
Yeah.
And it's like we had games to where we lost them in the second half. Like we
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
were dominating first half,
Against us, against the
and then
Rams.
yes,
Yeah.
dominating first half, and then go trash second half. Can't score, get in the red zone, can't put points on the board. it's just like I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, it's just like all we had in the beginning, all we had lost was Christian McCaffrey for the most part.
For the
Then
most part,
Brandon
yeah.
Ayuk goes down, but wasn't like he was doing much in the season anyway. After he got his money, he
After
kind of
got his
went
money,
left
yeah,
field.
exactly. Yeah.
So all we've had has been Kittles, Debo Samuels. I've seen him drop passes that I had never seen him drop before. Like,
Yeah,
it's
he
like
ain't.
I don't
Yeah,
I
he
don't know
ain't
what them
playing
boys
like
out there
Debo
doing.
Samuel.
I don't know what them boys out there doing. So I'm looking at it as right now I see 2 more losses on our record. That's
Yeah.
Buffalo, that I can almost guarantee. Buffalo and Detroit.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
almost writing L's on those right there, just instantly.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we may be able to beat y'all. We may be able to beat the Cardinals. We may
Yeah.
be able to. We literally, I feel like we literally got to win the rest of these games in order for us to hit the playoffs. Otherwise, it's a wrap. And
I mean,
I don't have a good feeling about us going into Buffalo and winning that.
yeah. That's good. That's probably the hardest game you have on the schedule.
That in Detroit.
Yeah. Well, where do y'all play Detroit? You playing Detroit and
I think we
San
play
Fran?
them in San Fran. But it don't
Yeah.
matter. It ain't like we've been that good at home. So I
That's true.
mean,
That's true.
so,
That's true.
so I'm just kind of looking at it from this standpoint. Like I'm almost at the point to where like, man, bro, it's like this season's a wash now.
Yeah.
If
Like
we
time to
can't
shut it
stay,
down.
if we can't stay healthy, we're not gonna be able to make it.
Make it. Yeah.
I'm hoping that we get back healthy. I think we can actually do some damage if our full team was there. We was
Team.
all
Yeah.
healthy. Even without Ayuk, like I said, I like the way the rookie been playing. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
been playing pretty good. So if we can get healthy and get a roll on, hey, I think we could sneak into the playoffs. But it ain't looking too good. Not
Yeah.
from
Well,
my
that
perspective. Now we are right there because
yeah.
the division ain't
It's
walked
so
away with
tight.
everything.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like I figure like if we can get the Rams or we can get the
We're
Cardinals,
we're both
then that
one game back.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if we can get y'all and then kind of wipe the slate, I think we got a chance. You know what I'm saying? But we have to win the next 2 divisional games. If we don't win if we don't beat y'all or Cardinals, it's over with because we're not.
Yeah.
I
If
don't
y'all
see
lose one
2.
divisional game,
Yeah,
you're
I don't
out.
see 2 and 4 getting it. We're not getting in there. Even if we was
Yeah.
to
No.
beat everybody else and lose that one divisional game, I don't think we're gonna get in.
We'll get it. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Speaking
Yeah.
of that. Speaking of that. On the 12th, we play each other. It's a Thursday night game.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna
Yeah.
go live.
We go live.
Live. December 12th, y'all. We're
Yeah,
live.
tune in. We'll be live.
We'll be live. We'll be watching the game, talking, and arguing and talking crap.
And definitely gonna be cussing and fussing. Just gonna go ahead and put it out there right now. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and throw it out there. I'm about to be on 10. 100
Yeah,
on 10.
yeah.
Cause I know some monkey stuff is gonna happen. But
Happened. Yeah,
hey,
yeah. That's how them division games be too.
that's how it always happens.
Yeah, definitely. Did you happen to see the hit on Sanders, the late hit that
Oh yeah, where the dude hit him on his
intentional?
legs.
That was that dirty shot. It was a dirty shot.
Yep.
I don't care what quarterback it is. I don't care. At the end of the day, that was dirty. I watched that player. I can't think of his name right now. I'm sorry. He's dirty. He's dirty because to be in the open field like that and
Mhm.
watch Shedeur Sanders throw the ball and then you duck your head and shoot for his knee with your helmet. You're in your mind, you was like, I want to end his career. Like I want to take his knee out. I'm ready
Oh
to
yeah.
destroy his knee. That's
You
dirty.
came in with bad intentions.
You
Yeah.
came in with bad intentions. You're dirty.
Yeah.
And how he
Yeah.
didn't get flagged.
They should have flagged that. I
how
keep
he
seeing
didn't get
things where
flagged is
people
beyond
saying,
me.
"Oh, he was outside the pocket," or
That- So
he's considered a runner. No, he was not. I mean, he might have been outside the pocket, but the quarterback is still protected
it's still protected. So
because he's a thrower.
in the rule book, When he throws that ball, when he throws that ball like that, and you hit him after that ball is thrown,
Mm-hmm.
he's considered defenseless.
Yep.
He's considered defenseless. You hit him after the ball, even though he's outside of the pocket, he's still behind the line of scrimmage. He threw the
Mm-hmm.
ball, and then you took a shot at his knee. It is illegal. It's an illegal play based on the NCAA rulebook,
Yeah.
and it went flag.
It should have been flagged.
It should have been
Yeah,
flag.
they missed that one.
Yeah,
They definitely didn't call that one. I don't see how they didn't call it, but
and
he tried to intentionally hurt that man.
exactly. So here's my thing, right? If the NCAA or the powers that be have an issue with Dion or Colorado or whatever, if it's clear now, right? Because not only that, but how is Travis Hunter not even can like one of the finalists to be looked at for the Jim Thorpe Award?
Oh,
It's
really?
it's the best defensive backs.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. I ain't even checked out the other defensive backs in the game in the league, so I
One of
don't.
them, one of the finalists up there. Uh, let me see. Let me look at the list. Uh, let's see. College football. Jim Thorpe, top DBs. Colorado coach Deion Blash, Travis Hunter omission on the award. So one of the, I'm looking at it. One of them doesn't even have an interception. One of the finalists doesn't even have an interception.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it's the best defensive backs.
I
So
don't
it's
know.
like,
That one doesn't make
I'm,
any sense to me at all.
yeah. So I look, hey, I mean, to me, that's a flat out snub. Not He don't gotta necessarily win it, but to tell me that he ain't one of the best defensive backs in college football is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to
It's
agree.
crazy.
I
You mean to tell
have
me
to
he ain't one
agree.
of the best? Yeah. So look,
Yeah,
I look,
they don't like Colorado, man. They don't like
yeah,
Dion. That's really what that's all about.
that's what that's about. And I hate to be that guy that like I sound like some Colorado stan, but the reality is based on like that penalty was plain as day, and
Yeah.
then you tell me that Travis Hunter ain't one of the best defensive backs in the league. Okay, all right. Well, I got it. I see what's
Mm-hmm.
going on. I see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. That's them politics coming out.
Yep, that's what it
You
is.
know how it goes.
Yeah,
Every single time.
yeah. I see what we doing. I see what we doing. Um. So, let's talk about this NBA All Star. I don't know what to call it. I look. You, I don't know. I don't. Obviously, we haven't seen it, but I'm like, for one, you know,
It
I get you're
sucks.
trying to do stuff. Yeah, I get you're trying to do something different. I don't know if you're. Are they trying to just cater to a younger demographic?
No, I think they're trying to bring competition back into the game.
Yeah, just
That's
like
exactly
there's a
what I think they're
way to
trying to do.
do that.
But see, they've been trying. I feel like they've actually been trying. Like when they did the whole when they started out with to letting the players pick from their
Yeah,
teams to give you a
yeah,
little bit of competition into that. That first year that they did that, it was really good. They
yeah.
actually played ball.
They play ball.
Over the last
Listen,
few
I agree.
years, it's been a laughing stock. Like they ain't been playing. They don't want to do anything. I think they're trying to find some way to bring back one interest level because they're not playing hard.
Right.
So in order to to try to make them play hard. Okay, well, let's just. I guess it's like, well, let's change up the format.
They try some
Let's
extra
put
money too or something.
yeah. You know, charity. They was trying to get to charity and stuff like that.
Right.
It's just
Incentivize
ridiculous. The All-Star game is it's like a mockery of basketball. Like you almost watching the Harlem Globetrotters out there. You know what I'm saying? That's a show. It's a show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all supposed to be lax, but where is the competition? Like
Yeah.
this is what we talk about when we talk about like just people, the sport itself. Like when you looked at the 90s and the early 2000s, they played with some type of semblance of pride
Yeah.
and played for the love of the game. That's what it at least seemed like, because they didn't shortchange you in the All-Star game. You had the flash and the trick shots and all the little fun stuff in the very beginning, but they got real when it came down to actually ball. They actually played ball. Now it's like, I'll just let this person walk and throw up a half-court three-point shot. Let's throw up as many threes as we can get. No defense. You don't even play defense in the last 3 minutes of the game. You know what I'm saying? You back in the day, at least in the third quarter, it started getting a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
Well, see, here's the thing, but we can't even just say that that's the All-Star game anymore. That next night, after me and you, after the last podcast we did, after the last episode, and we had talked about the threes, I watched the New York Knicks and the Phoenix Suns. And bro, there was 50 points scored
in the first quarter.
50 in the first quarter, right? I turned it off. Because they were just jacking up threes. Go back and forth, shooting threes. I think it was like 92 threes shot that night. Something like that.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous amount.
It was
a ridiculous amount. Now, I understand it from New York's perspective because New York was hot.
Yeah,
I understand when you was hot, you know, you going to shoot it. But when you ain't hot and you 3-point hunting, it's time to hang that up.
I think what my biggest issue was, I'm watching Phoenix, I'm like, all right, y'all see them shooting these threes. Play defense. I know they was hot, but bro, the defense was so lackluster. I'm like, bro.
They scrambling on defense. It was looking pretty bad on defense. But that's the problem with Phoenix, though. You know, when you're looking at it, they don't have a good defense in general. So it's kind of like, what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You would think they play better defense is what you really want to say, because y'all already don't play good defense anyway. So play better defense. At least play with some type of pride. But you know, in that type of situation, there is one of those like you always say, even a great defense would never beat the best offense. It's like you can't stop somebody that's hot. It's almost. It's almost impossible if they're on fire, you can't do nothing. What else you can do? You could play the best defense there. If they hitting it in your face, it's kind of like, well, I play good defense on him, but he just is better than me that night. You know, so it's always the best defense cannot stop the best offense. It's almost impossible. But but at least show the effort that you're playing good defense, or at least trying to. And that's the problem with the game now. It's like, it almost seems like nobody tries and there's too many three-pointers. Like, that's the problem with the game. And that's part of the problem with the All-Star game. It's like, now it's a joke show. Like, I don't even really watch it anymore. Like you used to want to watch it. You on Saturday night, you was watching the three-point and the dunk contest.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You was ready for it. Then Sunday, you actually got a little.
Contest no more.
I mean, well, we know why that's been like that for eons, until Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon kind of brought life back into it. But you know, and now it's such a joke that they bring in a G leaguer that comes in and he's he's a champ. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the problem but the problem with the dunk contest is no superstars wants to get involved. Like, I would love to see Ja Morant go in there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I want to see that. I would love to see Zion, if Zion could stay healthy. You
Yeah.
know, these boys can jump out the gym and they're creative and they stuff. So you would like to see, but they don't
But
want to do it. Nobody
but
wants to do it anymore.
but that's where this is where we talk about where your face, your image, name, image, and likeness across the board, all that matters. Your all your endorsements, all of these things. People are afraid to lose that, and that's why stars won't do it. Like when Jordan, Dominique Wilkins, and all of them, when they was doing the dunk contest, they was out there doing a dunk contest. Like even when like I think Spud Webb ended up in it because Dominique Wilkins was injured or something, and
I
and,
think
and
so.
didn't do it.
I
Yeah, I
think that was
think
one of the
that's what
years.
it
Yeah.
was because they was both played for Atlanta Hawks, and
Hmm.
I think that was the year. Like nobody even knew Spud Webb could dunk like that. Like they didn't
Yeah.
know not to that magnitude. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so, but at the same time, you still had stars in that contest, and the stars don't want to do it no more. Because that's why LeBron. I'm sorry, like he's never come out and said this, but LeBron doesn't want to do those because it's like I'm LeBron. I don't want to lose the dunk contest, right? They'll do it in warm ups and
Yeah.
practice,
See,
but
and this is the problem with that is the fact that you are worried about you're worried about losing something that doesn't matter
yeah,
in the long run.
yeah,
You're doing it because you're doing it because you're entertaining fans.
yeah.
That's what
That's
you
it.
really supposed to be doing. That's what they did it back in those days for. That's what they did. It was competition and we're
It was
entertaining fans.
competition.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like when Vince Carter did it, Tracy McGrady didn't want to go do it because he
do
knew
it.
he was going to lose to Vince Carter, but Vince
Yeah,
convinced him to do it. They put on a show. You
they
know what I'm
put on the
saying?
show.
Now they wanted to do. I was looking through like online, and there was actually they wanted to have Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, and Kobe in one of the dunk contests.
Oh, okay, okay,
And that
okay.
was back in those days, but Kobe said he wasn't going to do it because he ain't going to lose to Vince Carter. You know, he ain't want to
Oh yeah,
lose. So
yeah,
Kobe didn't
yeah,
do it for that reason. So, but
yeah.
yeah. But it
But
doesn't have a
Kobe's done
great.
one before.
Yeah, he's
You know
done
what
one
I'm
before.
saying? Yeah,
But my
exactly.
thing is, it doesn't. Looking at it from a standpoint, I don't want to lose. It's not going to stain
Yeah,
your image because you lost a dunk contest. Ain't nobody
yeah, yeah, yeah,
checking for
yeah.
that, really. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like when you have this GOAT debate between Jordan and LeBron, don't nobody sit there and be like, well, Jordan won the dunk contest. That ain't
Contest.
even part
Nope.
of the stats. Nobody cares
Yep.
about that.
We
It's
we
like,
talk about Jordan's scoring
yeah,
titles. We talk
yeah,
about his defensive man of the year, defensive player of the year
we talk
awards.
about the accolades
The
they got
accolades.
while playing in the games that
Right.
matter.
Right.
It's not about those dunk contests and stuff. That's for showmen. That's just showing the fans that you giving back to them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I think that now when we got in this league, it's just too many people worried about their, like you said, their image or whatever. Don't want to lose or whatever. You know,
Right.
how about you go out there and you put on a good show and you ain't got to
Yeah.
worry about that because you're gonna be looking at people gonna be looking at you like, oh, he did it, man. That was dope. They gonna talk
Yeah.
about it
Yeah.
whether you
Yeah.
win or you lose.
Yeah.
They're just gonna talk as if that was a dope show that they put on. Aaron Gordon has lost 3, which I think he's got robbed out of. If you ask me, he's probably got
Yeah.
robbed out of at least 2.
Two. Yeah.
You know what
For
I'm saying?
sure
At
one.
least 2.
For
For
sure.
sure
Yeah.
1. At
Yeah.
least 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
But guess what? When people talk about those dunk contests, it doesn't matter. He lost. We entertained. He
It was
entertained
in
and
it. Yeah.
showed. Bro, and that's what we missing when it comes to the game. It's like entertain the fans by giving on a good show. People don't want to go out there and watch you play basketball and you don't give a damn. That's why people look at the NBA now and they're like, I ain't gonna watch it until the playoffs because they don't play it's like, well, don't
Yeah.
matter. Y'all ain't really playing hard anyway.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
got the in season
Exactly.
tournament is created
Tournament.
because y'all don't play hard in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what
So
they're saying.
that
Y'all are
that's
preserving
to
your body to the
incentivize.
end.
Yeah, incentivize y'all playing harder. Like I was talking to my boy Jerome the other day, and we were talking about basketball,
Mm-hmm.
and and he was like, honestly, I don't care until after All Star. Like he was like, holla at me about basketball in March. You know what I mean? Because people don't want to watch until people care, until the players care,
Yeah.
right? Until they care, until it matters to them.
And see, when you talk about the old school days, almost every game they used to play, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, every single time they hit the court, they was always at their 100%. But it did seem like it though. Sometimes it seemed like it. Like a Christmas game, the Christmas Day games used to be big.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Kinda
almost like
starting
I
to
don't
fall
really,
off a little bit.
yeah, I
And
don't
that's
really
my
want to
favorite
watch.
thing to do. Yeah, my favorite thing to do on Christmas Day is watch basketball.
Is watch the games. Yeah. So you wake up, you watch, you spend time, watch the kids unwrap the gifts and stuff like that. You spend time in the morning, you sit back, y'all eating, and you watching basketball. You know what I'm saying? And the games used to be good, like good games.
Yeah.
Because the stars came out to play. Nowadays, it's almost like they don't really care. They got all this, and I think part of it is the amount of money that they're getting. So now their brand is about, the dollars. I ain't gonna go out here. I don't want to injure myself. I don't want to mess up
Because
my
some of
money.
them are making more money from endorsements than they are with.
Yeah.
See, Jordan was making more money from endorsements than he was on an
Yes.
NBA contract, but still,
Yes.
but he had that mentality. But see,
Yeah.
that wasn't even just on the court for Jordan. That was anything.
That
he
was
did.
anything. Anything.
Anything.
Yes. They say he's competitive at anything that he does.
Anything.
So, but it's just I think they don't have that same competitive fire. Some
Yeah.
players, I believe,
Some of them
do
do. Yeah.
have it. That competitive fire. But I think nowadays, like how a lot of people do, even with regular people, when you get that money, your passion's gone. You know what I'm saying? You could say that. You could bring it to like people that from rappers and stuff like that, from people that make music. Like you ever notice like the first couple of albums they drop, it'd be like, oh my god, they're
That
getting
fire.
it
They
in.
was hungry.
But then
They
once
was
they get
hungry.
once they get that success and that junk, then you start listening to stuff later on down the road, and you're just like,
Yeah.
what
Not
happened?
hungry no more.
Yeah. So the money that they're getting is so large nowadays that players don't really care. They don't care about giving back to the fans. They just they're about their brand. I think, and that's just my opinion. I don't know,
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah.
what it looks like. That's why
Yeah,
we got the
that's
All-Star
how
game
they
going
come
into.
up, right.
Yeah, so that's where we get to this point with the All-Star game. Y'all ain't competing, so now we got to try to find something to give people a point to watch.
Watch.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
nobody's
so
gonna watch.
The format. So what is it? So it's going to be broken down into 4 teams, correct?
4 teams
So-
of 8.
4
I think
teams
it's-
of 8.
So it's 3 teams that are the All-Star players, and then
Okay.
the 4th team is the one that wins from the rookie game or
Rookie
something like
sophomore
that.
game.
Yeah, those type of games that they do, that little
Okay.
competition there. They play that game, and then whoever wins out of that plays on Sunday with the 3.
I don't like it.
So
Um,
and then they got the whole you play the 40, I guess. It's like you play the 40, then you play the 25, something like that. Some trash rule,
Yeah. I mean,
It's
I like watching the Big 3.
so big.
They also are
I mean-
a lot more competitive in the Big 3.
Exactly. So there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
So they're
I don't know.
they're
So let me ask you this. I've got the shell of what it's gonna be. Does it talk about? Have you seen where it explains? Because I know they're gonna have like a semifinal, and then like or whatever. Whoever wins it all, like what did they get? Like I mean, just
I'm pretty sure they get some probably a trophy and some donation going
Donations
to whoever
to,
charity they're gonna probably do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way it goes, it's like it's.
Yeah.
This is where the All-Star game is starting to become, because basketball used to have the best All-Star game, right?
Oh yeah.
But
now it's looking more like
it's
the NFL.
that's
Like the
what I
Pro
was gonna
Bowl.
say, like the Pro
Yeah,
Bowl. Now
yeah.
I will say, I do like the Pro Bowls format with all the little games that they do nowadays.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not gonna. I
the
love that
style.
format.
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that. I
so
like that. I
it's
like
pretty cool to watch, and I understand it. I understood the Pro Bowl from the standpoint that football is a contact sport, right?
Yeah, it's
So
different.
this comes at the end of the year.
Yeah,
You don't really want anybody getting hurt
heard.
when the
Yeah,
season's over with. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
done.
There's a
So
handful of
it's
people that didn't care.
yeah, yeah, for real.
Sean Taylor.
Like Sean
Sean
Taylor.
Taylor. Yeah. Yeah.
But you still didn't. Yeah, rest in peace for real. But you still didn't want the game to be what it became. It really
Yeah.
became a game to where it was like almost no footballs being played. You was close to about to be on tag. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So now I like the way the format's going. I do like the flag football aspect
Yeah.
to it. That is pretty cool. That makes sense though, because you don't want the players actually getting hurt by
Yeah.
playing this extra
But
game that is
there
completely
can still
meaningless.
be a level of competitive nature to it.
Competitive nature to it, yes.
Yeah.
So instead of restricting all the rules like football was doing with the Pro Bowl, making it boring, it's
Yeah.
kind of like, let's just give y'all a flag football game, but let's give you other competitive games with East versus West. AFC versus NFC throughout the entire few days, and then we give you this flag football game. And I'm more accepted to watch the flag football from a professional standpoint because I don't want to see nobody get injured going into it. So if we're not going to play tackle football, okay, let's intentionally put them in flags,
Yeah.
but make it a nice competitive game so they can actually
Right.
they actually look like they playing hard at least
Hard.
to
Yeah.
get something.
Yeah. Right.
The NBA, they ain't playing hard for anything, bro.
Yeah. No.
I'm start
Yeah.
I'm starting to not even want to watch it anymore.
Well, yeah. So honestly, I will say this. Last year, I flipped it. I flipped on to the All Star game.
Mhm.
Flipped it back off. Flip it back on. Flipped it back off. But I quite honestly, it just simply don't hold my attention. That's
It's
just the
not
reality.
it's not fun. I don't want to see 100 to almost 200 points on the board. That's not
Yeah.
exciting to me.
No.
It's like, and they get excited. They try to make it exciting by this is the most in all. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they ain't
Nobody.
playing nothing. Ain't nobody
Yeah.
playing no defense.
Well, it's you know it's it's one of those things where I guess you could see where Adam Silver is trying to do something to bring the numbers up.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
here's the thing, right? I know we could be critical of Adam Silver, but he is trying. He's trying different things,
yeah,
and we don't
he
know
really is.
until you try. So it's not all on him. Part of it is just a different generation of players.
Yeah, that's really
I
what it
mean,
is. That's what
that's
it
just
boils down to.
yeah, that's just the reality, man. Like, I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you saw that video with Alabama and the head coach or I think was it no, it was LSU. It was LSU, and the coach was telling them, "You're uncoachable, right? You're
Mm.
effing uncoachable, right?"
No, I
And
ain't see that.
yeah, so um, Cam Newton on his podcast. That's a great podcast, by the way. I enjoy listening to Cam talk.
I have
I
seen.
know,
Yeah, I've seen some of it. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
But he was explaining. He was like, "Yo, that's just the reality of the new players. Like a lot of them are just all about them and their brand, and it doesn't help with the NIL money they get,
Yep.
and then they get to the league and they're just like, And I've seen that from a college level so much this season. Like, it was a player from Oregon, a wide receiver. I can't remember his name, but I
Hmm.
remember they played Ohio State, and the wide receiver like spit on a defensive back. Like they were arguing, and he spit in that defensive back's face.
Oh
Like for
no,
real? Yeah, exactly. And I
that's
remember
what we
Shannon
doing?
Sharp. I remember Shannon Sharp talking about it like, "Oh, you spit on my face." yo,
You got to come see me.
somebody getting hurt.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Oh yeah.
somebody's and I the that defensive player he kept his composure. Shout out to him, like tough guy. But you spit on me, I'm yo, it's got to go down, man.
Yeah,
And
bro,
in
that's the
my
ultimate
face,
disrespect.
and in
Yeah.
my face, took. Oh man,
Bro,
and I
you
saw
taught
that.
as a young age, never spit on nobody, bro.
Yeah,
Never spit
exactly.
on
That's the
anybody.
ultimate disrespect, man. Um, and so granted, I know people are like, well, there's always been like knuckleheads in any generation.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I mean
It has, man.
that has been, but I feel like there was a time where, all right, we took that drama and we handled business in the locker room, right? Or it was
Mm-hmm.
behind the scenes. Now they don't even care. They say what they want to say in front of, you know what I mean? Like nobody cares because everybody is trying to build an image. I feel like that's what Micah Parsons does. Like you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
am I gonna sit up here and say that the man doesn't want to win or he's not passionate about winning? Of course he is. Like
Yeah, I think he
he
is.
is, but he takes. I think he overdoes his antics and builds this image online. That's what I mean. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
whoop, all right, y'all beat the Redskins, and you went out and was like, oh, you we could, what I mean, we a solid team, da 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 da. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's cool. Like, I got you. It that game could have went either way,
Yeah,
but
it really could have, especially
you
at
could.
the end.
But I felt like when he was talking on his little podcast thing, like there was no sense of humbleness. Like, bro, y'all been giving up
Yeah,
big points
yeah,
all year. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like y'all still suck. Like don't come out here and act like
Mm-hmm.
y'all. You know what I mean? Like
Like y'all just bad, so like
yeah,
y'all got
exactly.
a winning record right now or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. Like
I definitely understand all the confidence in the world, but to be realistic, be like, look, we won a game, you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
but we need
but
to
we
go out
still
there and
got
play
work to
like
do.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's okay to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I understand gassing your team up, but at the same time, bro, be realistic. Humble yourself, because you're getting
yeah,
humbled already.
yeah.
You know,
Exactly. Exactly.
and I was just thinking about something, bro. The problem the problem with the league now, including even like when you talk about NCAA, like I'm cool with the players getting, you know,
Oh yeah.
NCAA wise. I'm cool with the players getting, being able
Shit.
to make money off
NIL.
themselves or
Yeah,
whatever.
me
You know what
too.
I'm saying?
Me too.
My problem is the amount of money that they're getting from.
There, I think there needs to be a cap on it.
Honestly, I do too, because what's the boy getting that got Michigan? Was it Michigan?
Oh yeah,
Paid him 10 point. He getting 10.3 allegedly. This is what
allegedly.
was
Yeah,
reported or whatever.
yeah.
$10.3 million in NIL deal to go to
Damn.
Michigan to transfer from was it Ohio State that he was
State
supposed to be going
or
to Michigan or
to
whatever.
Michigan. Yeah,
Bro, like
yeah,
when you do
yeah.
that, they're instantly just already just the passion of the game is gone to me.
Gone. Yeah, yeah.
Like and
That
now
is a
it's just
hard part.
about yeah, there's it's gone. And I think and I'm gonna be honest with you, some of these pros it might need to be scaled back. I hate to say it because
Yeah,
when you see these people go so hard to get their bag and then they get their bag and then they trash the next
yeah,
year or whatever and then they play
yeah.
hard like
Hmm.
they'll if you ever look at it a lot of them put up career numbers
The year
always right
before.
before the year they get their deals.
Hmm.
When
Right.
they contracts about to come up, they're putting up career numbers. They get
Yeah,
their little money and then they trash the next year.
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
just like that and the passion of the game has been lost because this everybody's worried about this big bag that they're trying to get. And
right.
money has done become so much more part of the game. It's always been there, so don't let me
Yeah,
get
it's
y'all
always.
don't let me tell people anything different.
Yeah,
But when TV deals weren't so big as they are and players
yeah,
wasn't, getting this big of a cut of the deals and things like
yeah,
that, you felt like players actually played for the sport.
Yeah.
not to
Well,
be playing for just the bag.
well,
And
there's
it's
so
okay.
much
You
money.
getting yeah.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
There's so much money involved. Especially you brought up the TV deals. When you look at like the Amazons getting involved and the Netflix getting involved
Mm-hmm.
and all these different networks want to be involved in everything, and there's so much money, which gives the league so much more money and gives the team so much, the
Mm-hmm.
owner so much more money. I mean, you have a few players that they get the bag and they still. Justin Jefferson is a great example of somebody that gets the bag and still play. He still plays at a high level. Like he
For real.
still
Yeah, he does.
wants. Like he still leaves it all on the table. I know he didn't have a great game this past weekend, but that was more. That was more about the defense that was played
Yeah,
against
for
him,
real. They
and
would.
Minnesota still
Mm-hmm.
pulled that game out. But Justin Jefferson is one of those players that, all right, I got the money and I'm still finna show why I'm the best in the league. Devontae Adams
Mm-hmm.
is a wide receiver like that. I got the money. I still want to be the best in the
Yep.
league.
Yep.
But
Derrick Henry got his money. You see what he doing, right?
yeah, he still wants to be, you know what I mean?
Saquon got his
Saquon
money.
got what he wanted. Yep. And still
He's
out there,
balling. Yeah.
but
It
it's few. It's fewer now though. Like
yeah.
it's not as you know what I
You
mean.
can start seeing the levels just taper off, like it. But
Mhm.
I believe that's part of the game that's the thing that's outside the game that's affecting the product on the court. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? On the court or the football
On the
field.
court
You
of
know what I'm
football field.
saying?
Yeah,
You
agreed.
know, so it's just like you're almost looking at y'all might need to restructure and put some type of
I
different type of cap rules out there. I hate to say it because it's like, yeah, you get your money. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah.
I feel like you earned it, but bro, like $130 million contracts. We ain't never seen this type of money before for these players, and y'all going out there and y'all playing like trash, or y'all ain't
Yeah,
playing. Period. You know,
yeah.
y'all don't want to play. Y'all ain't. It's just like y'all lost the passion of the game.
Don,
Like
I'm
when we
a
grew
great
up,
example.
dog.
A great example of that is Zion Williamson.
Hmm.
I don't think that guy. I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares like that about basketball. Like I
One or
don't think.
two.
It's my personal opinion. All right,
There's
I
two
could be
folds
wrong.
to that. There's two folds to that because a man of that size never should have been moving like that in the first place. Come on.
That's true. That's true.
So injuries plaguing him. It's kind of like Bo Jackson back in the day.
Yeah.
How fast that man was moving at the
For
size that
his
he
size, he
was.
was.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you get tackled on something that was just a routine tackle ended his career.
Yeah.
It wasn't a
Yeah.
dirty tackle. It was just a
He's
regular
so
wrapped
fast
up so
and
fast
so big
and so strong.
and so
So
strong that collision.
boom, Zion
Yeah.
Williamson. You see what happened when he was healthy for a while until his when he played in Duke and he blew out of a shoe
Yeah.
and injured himself.
Yeah.
I mean, blow out a shoe blowout? Really, dog?
Yeah.
Come on, bruh. So I think a
Yeah.
lot of his stuff is just it's impact. His body is trying
Yeah.
to, but there's also things to be said that like when your body is used to carrying a certain load, like with Zion, he's carrying
Mhm.
he's used to being a big massive person,
Yeah.
and his body was always used to absorbing those impacts or whatever. Now
Yeah.
he's like half the size as he was. Like Zion is not as big as what he used to be.
That's
You
true.
know what I'm saying? So, but he's out with another hip problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the body has to actually try to readjust itself
Yeah.
to whatever he's dealing with, his newfound. Yeah, it helps him in the long run, but you have to get used to being able to move again a certain type of way. If you come off of any injury, especially like the one he had, you have to get acquainted to being able to move. But you see what they used to talk about when he started having those leg injuries and stuff. He has to try to relearn how to jump and land properly and all these other
Yeah.
things. So they're doing so much other things that his body ain't used to doing.
Right.
Now you're seeing he's getting injured with constant problems with certain things, and I think that part of that
That's
goes
fair.
to, yeah, you could say it's going to like the way that he treats his body and what he eats. But when your body is used to carrying a certain load, and working a certain way for so long, now you have to retrain it to do something different, you're
Yeah,
gonna come up with some problems. You know what I'm
that's
saying? It's
fair.
gonna be like, oh, whoa, hold up, this is different.
Yeah,
Let me try to readjust. So hopefully he gets back on there. Because I tell you, when he's on the court, I don't see no lack of enthusiasm or lack of want or passion for the game.
okay.
I don't see that while I watch him
Look,
play.
I okay. So
Nowadays, because he ain't as strong as he was before, I don't. I think it's just showing because he ain't got that body mass that he used to have before to be as dominant as he used to be.
the thing is, and maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm not being fair to him, but I look at it, and maybe I'm not being a fair fan, but when I see him injured and off the court, he's it's gonna be weird saying this. He seems too happy not playing. You know what I mean? Like I don't. He
Yeah.
seems too happy not playing, right?
It seems like he's having too much of a good time.
He's having too much fun not playing, right? Like, so I like when Kobe would be injured. You ever see him on the sideline? How he'd be look? He'd be like the level of frustration in his face that he ain't playing. Like he
Yeah.
looked pissed every game, even when they
Yeah.
were winning. He just looked like
But
pissed.
it's kind of hard to really compare to like somebody like Kobe who is
Yeah,
always
I know.
seems serious because when
Yeah,
you
I
look
know.
at certain players like look at Dwight Howard, he gets injured and he used to be on the sideline still having jokes because he's just that type of
He's
guy
that type of guy. Yeah,
personality wise.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
some people they do look a little too happy to be off the court, but this is why I say I don't think that's really the case with him because if you look at
yeah.
that was that play-in game last year, or was it play-in game or a playoff game they were in? And he got injured in the last few minutes of the game.
Game. Yeah,
He was
yeah,
hot because he was cooking. I
yeah.
believe they would have won if he was able to stay on the court. He was
Of course.
pissed.
Yeah.
So it's like I think he has that passion. I don't think he lacks it. I just think that he just needs to figure out what to do off the court
Hmm.
to keep himself better. The fact that I think it's just BS that they give him this whole nutrition weight clause in his contract. That's just bullshit to me. The man
Yeah,
is naturally a big guy.
yeah.
He's really naturally a big guy, and that's just really what it is. But other than that, though, there's
He did
still
blow up a little bit though. He did get where he had gained a lot of weight after Duke.
yeah, he was injured though.
Yeah, but you got
That's but
yeah,
that's when he had that leg injury. He couldn't really do no movement around. So he had to rehab himself back into shape too. But you could
yeah,
tell when he got back in when he was able to, he still could jump out the damn gym, couldn't he?
yeah, 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 yeah. That's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? So athleticism didn't die off. He was just
If
big out of shape. But
if you had if you had to pick, let's pick four
hmm
players that you would like to see this year in the dunk contest. Four superstars you would like to see in the dunk contest.
Superstars.
Yeah, stars. Don't gotta be superstars. Stars.
Well,
Not even
stars.
superstars. Not just notable players. Notable players.
John
John
Morant,
Morant is John Morant is on my list.
definitely number one. Um, uh, Zach Levine, I like to see him again.
Okay,
If he's still got the same bounce, of course. You
I
know.
think he does. I think he still can do
Um,
so.
trying to think. Hmm.
I think Ant Man. I would like to see Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, I'll put him on there. Anthony
Yeah,
Edwards. Yep.
yeah.
I would definitely put him on that list. And trying to go through my head. There's some dunkers in the league. Maybe
I think
what's the boy Green?
Oh,
from Houston.
from Houston. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, That
I'll watch him. I'll watch him in the
that'd be
dunk
a
contest.
solid. Yeah, that'd be a solid
Mm-hmm.
solid cast for a dunk contest. I would like to see some names, some more some bigger names in the dunk contest. That would get
Uh,
me
I'm
to
trying to think
watch.
of a big name that'll actually get me in there to watch. Cause I ain't gonna say LeBron no more. Cause he don't even look like he can get above the rim like that anymore. He's just long so he can dunk still.
If John Morant was in there, I'm watching.
Yes,
If
yes,
John Morant's in there, I'm
yes,
watching. If Anthony Edwards in there, I'm
yes.
watching.
I'm watching. If I could get a healthy Zion Williams,
I'm
I would
watching.
watch it.
I'm watching. Yeah,
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 put
yeah.
Zion on that list. If he was
Hmm.
healthy enough to
If
do
he's
it, I
healthy,
would put him on that list. Yeah, that would be pretty much out of like name talent
yeah,
that I could think of. I mean, I would love to see Aaron Gordon do it again, but
yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
I don't know if Aaron Gordon still got that though,
I don't know if
because
he's yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he still got that bounce like that. He probably
yeah,
do, but
he probably do, but I question because when you watch him with the Denver Nuggets, he done developed a little shot where he shoot first and the rest later.
yeah,
Now
but that
he'll
don't
still
mean
get
that
his
bounce still
rebounds.
ain't there though. That don't
Yeah,
mean that bounce ain't there though. He
he
just
still
don't
get up and
utilize
get
it
you
like
some
he has to.
rebounds and play some solid
Cause
defense.
I still seen him catch a couple of, you know what I'm saying.
He'll still get those. He'll still get
So
those.
so yeah, that'll be about what I could think of right there. 'Cause I'm trying to still go through my head, cause there's nobody really just
That's
like
doing like
yeah, you
that.
know what I'm saying. Like there's like because most of them are older now, so
Yeah, yeah,
when you
yeah, yeah.
talk about
You
dunk
gotta
contests, you
find
really
the
want you gotta find a young talent, and Ant Man is
what's
probably the
what's
highest one.
what's the I can't remember his name from OKC. Um, uh, I think he's a forward. Um,
Are you talking about one of the what's the boy? Now I'm drawing a blank. Not
yeah,
Job,
look at the
not
roster.
Williams. Is it Williams? No, he's not a dunker.
No, because there was two Williams on there. There was two Williams on there. Oklahoma City the roster.
But it don't sound like he's a big name person like that. So therefore, you
No,
kind
but
of.
I seen him go up and yank on somebody, and I was like, okay. And I was like, was it no, I'm not. Let's see. I can't think of. Was it Isaiah? No, what was it? Isaiah Joe? It might
He
have
was on
been.
the roster last year, or is he
Yeah.
still on the year? He's on it.
No, this was last year.
There's
This was.
Jalen Williams, but he's a power forward. I don't know.
Was it Jalen? No,
Um,
not
Jalen
because
Williams is a
there. I
power
remember there
forward.
was two
There's
Jalen Williams last year, but their names were spelled different. I was it. It was two.
It's Kenrick Williams, and then there's Jalen Williams.
No,
It might have been the year before then.
it could have been. Either way, I see some of these players that'll come off the bench and go, or go yank on somebody, and I'll be like, in my mind, I'll be like, remember who that is, because I want to see them in the dunk contest. But then I'll be
Yeah,
forgetting who they are.
It was a Jalen Williams. There was a Jalen
What?
Williams,
And
Jalen, and then there's a
then there's a
Jaylin.
Jalin. Yeah, yeah,
One's a
yeah.
power forward, the other one's a shooting guard.
It was the power forward.
So that's Jalen Williams. That's the one with the
Okay,
Lin.
okay.
He had like braids or something, dreads or something like that.
Yeah. That's who it was. He got up in.
He's still on the roster.
Okay. It was last season. It was last season. But
Yeah,
I
they both still on the roster.
okay. I think because the one of them I don't know who their starting roster is. I know they got the best record in the league right now, though.
Yeah, they do. Them boys is balling out. Them
Yeah,
boys is balling.
or in the West. In the West, they got the best record.
They ain't tapered off yet.
No, they're a
Picked up
good,
right where
solid
last
young
year was
team.
a.
They're good, good.
Uh, they're a good team in general, young or not.
Yeah,
They're a good
yeah,
team in general.
yeah.
But
They
yeah,
are.
yeah.
So this week for the y'all must have forgot.
Oh
You
yeah.
gotta present it, man. This is
Oh
your
yeah.
pick. For the people that don't know, the new people, we do a segment
Mhm.
called "Y'all Must Have Forgot," and we just
Mhm.
talk about a player that had some solid runs, and we they're worth not forgetting about uh, for their play. And me and Adrian alternate. Uh, he picks, I pick. He picks, I pick. This week, Adrian is up for who he picked. So who you
Yes,
got?
sir. So this week, who I got? First round pick, 2005 draft, 12th pick overall, linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Out of Maryland, went to San Diego Chargers. Sean Merriman.
Yeah,
Sean Merriman.
yeah, he was solid. He was solid.
That
He was like, especially like those first 3 years, he was a sack machine.
boy, yes.
Yeah, he was a
Yes,
sack
if he
machine.
did not get injured, imagine where injuries plagued most of
Oh,
his season after those first three
yeah,
years.
and look at 2006. In
The second
2006,
year,
yeah, he
second
didn't
year,
even he
17
didn't
and a
even
half
play all
sacks. He played
he
only
didn't even play
12 games.
12 games. He didn't even play all the games and had 17 and a half sacks. Played 12 games and
Yes,
had 17 and a half
yes.
sacks. The following
The
year, he played, what, 15 games and had 12 and
15,
a half? You know what I mean? Like, he's, hey, he was a
bruh.
sack machine. He knew how to get to the quarterback. Yeah.
If he stayed healthy, you would have been
Injury
looking
bug
at,
cut him short.
yeah, you would have been looking at another. He could have been on the lines of the Derek Thomases and
Yep.
them boys of the world when it comes to linebackers. You know what I'm saying? Like he was really a premier linebacker during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first 3 years Pro Bowl, 3 times Pro
Oh,
Bowl
yeah.
in the first 3 years.
Yeah. 3 years, yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
With
I
San
I,
Diego.
I like watching Sean Merriman play. He was a load.
Yeah, I
That man
enjoy
was a
watching him
load out
seek
there.
out quarterbacks, man. And not even just that, man. But the way his the way he operated, man. If you're in the backfield, he's gonna, man. Like, if you watch him film on him, watch the way he runs through blocks, just like
Hard,
sheer power, just like
hard.
he wasn't using no crazy techniques. He was just running through you. You know what I
Yes,
mean? Yeah,
yes,
he was just,
yes.
yeah. So, yeah. So
He's
that
one of them
is,
ones that if his injury didn't if he didn't get injured, you'd have had people would have had a different outlook on his career. You'd
oh,
have been
yeah,
talking about him
absolutely.
to this day. Definitely
Absolutely.
been talking about him to this day. Because
Yeah,
man, the boy was a
absolutely.
beast.
If you were somebody that was like just a kid in that era, and I don't know the demographic of people that watch this, but if you're young and don't know who that is, I encourage you to go look and go watch some YouTube video and watch him. Especially if you're into football and you enjoy it, or even if play or whatever. Uh, just go back and watch some highlight reels of him, and that's exactly the kind of linebacker I would want on my team. Like, that is the guy. That's who you
Yeah.
want right there. Um, and like you said, if not for the injuries kind of cut him a little bit short. And he still kind of was a little bit productive when he went to Buffalo, a little kind of, but it just wasn't. It wasn't
He wasn't the
this.
same. Wasn't the
It wasn't the
same. He
San
had one
Diego
more.
Chargers.
Yeah, yeah. He wasn't that same guy no more. And of course, he had his little legal action in 2009 with the,
Yeah, that.
you know, all
Yeah,
the off field stuff. But
off field.
other
Yeah,
than other than that, though, man, the first 3 years he was a joy to watch. He had
yeah, it
San Diego's
was.
defense actually actually
Yeah,
pretty scary out there on that field. Boy,
yeah, he did.
them boys is bad.
San
Them boys
Diego had a
bad.
good run, man. They had a good run in the
Oh yeah.
in them 2000s, man. Because you got to
Didn't they
think,
have like with Ladainian Tomlinson and them boys?
Ladainian,
Wasn't he on that roster?
yes, yeah,
I think he was on that roster.
Ladainian, and then you got to remember Philip Rivers,
Philip Rivers. Yep.
yeah,
One of them
Antonio
quarterbacks that
Gates,
just could not get over the hump.
yeah, Antonio Gates
Mm-hmm.
was on that, yeah. So they had a they uh they had a solid run, man, in that time span, man.
Yeah.
So people tend to forget that when they were San Diego still, before they came
Yeah,
to
yeah.
LA
Before they
to try
LA.
to invade us. It was supposed to just be the Rams, and then the Chargers was like, "Hold my beer, we coming too." Like,
Yeah, we gotta join up and
yeah.
then try to take over.
I don't
Now you
understand why
kept
it's always kind of been like a LA thing though. Like, because even when like they tried to have like there was a time where it was the LA Rams and the LA Raiders for a short
Mm-hmm.
span, you know. Um, I don't know, man. I felt like LA. The thing is, man, I'll tell you what the problem is with a football fan base in LA. Generally, like even on Twitter, a lot of the fans, not all of them, but a great portion of the fans that I talk to are like LA Ram fans over like the last 15 years. Like for example, right? Let's say
Mm-hmm.
you have like a 21, 22-year old, right? And
Mm-hmm.
they've been a Rams fan since they moved back to LA. You kind of really only know winning Rams, right? You only know, but
Yeah.
I've had to endure some of the hard years, right? Like
Oh yeah.
I endured the '90s.
Hmm.
I and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
The dark
I
ages.
yeah, I endur I you know everything between 2006 and 2015. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was there for that. You know what I mean? Because we had that run between what 99 and 2004,
2003, 2004.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where y'all became the greatest show on turf.
on turf.
That
Yeah,
run.
and,
Hmm.
and Mike Martz took
And
over
became a
as
thorn
head
in my
coach.
ass.
Yeah, well, we was putting some points on the board, but that only ran for so long. But I mean, you know,
Y'all got some Super Bowls out of it. So.
we got some. Well, that was yeah. Well, we went again with Mike Martz because what's the name
Hmm.
retired after the Super Bowl. Um, but I always felt bad for Steven Jackson because he was so good. But we just
Yeah.
overall we just could never like get the get to the playoffs. No more. Really like that. Steven Jackson was so good, but we just
Yeah.
you know what
That
I
was a
mean.
fact.
Yeah. I always felt bad because I still he's probably and the thing is historically we've had so many good running backs. I'm just gonna over the last. I mean, if you look at over the last 35 years, right?
Hmm.
Even we'll say the last four, you got like Eric Dickerson. Then we had like
Hmm.
a run. We had like a short, like a few year period, probably more like 5, 6 year period. And then we had got Jerome Bettis, right?
Yep.
But we just didn't have a good team. Like Jerome Bettis was a good running back with like no team. And then
That's a fact.
we ended up with Marshall Falk. And then we
Marshall,
got
Marshall,
Steven
Marshall.
yeah, then we got Steven Jackson. And then we got Todd Gurley. You know what I mean? So like, and I feel like I'm speaking for me over a 40-year span. Like I've seen them have good backs. So like Kyron Williams, I hate to say it, based on what has been there, it's kind of a drop off. But that's been since Todd Gurley went to Atlanta. Like since we
Yeah,
cut him, he went to Atlanta. You know, it sucks that his knees didn't work out. I still feel like we did
y'all
him a
did that boy
little
wrong,
bit.
man.
Yeah, I feel like we did him a little wrong. Be honest with you, because also I feel like uh, that first Super Bowl that we went to, well, that Super Bowl we went to against the Patriots when Jared Goff was still
Mm-hmm.
there, I felt like Sean McVay abandoned the run. I don't know what was going on between him and Gurley, but Gurley was still Gurley pretty, then, and I just felt like that was just his poor coaching job and McVay's
Pretty much.
first experience in a Super Bowl. But
Yeah,
um,
yeah, I agree.
but yeah, I'm spoiled in terms of running backs. Not I like with the winning thing. Yeah, over the last some odd years. Yeah, I've got we've been a winning team. So yeah, I got a little bit. You know what I mean? But I've dealt with the bad, and this ain't that bad. Like I can handle this. Believe me, I've dealt with it. You
Oh yeah, y'all have
for you
had
it's
some
even
bad.
worse.
So whoa. We ain't talking about. Well,
You a
wait a minute,
Niners
not too
fan.
much. First of all,
Not
not too
since
much
not
though.
since y'all played San Diego. Not since y'all played San Diego. Well, no, y'all. I mean, y'all
It
played
will,
Baltimore in this,
will.
but y'all lost.
So this is what we doing.
All right,
This is what
my
we
apologies.
doing.
My
Huh? You trying to
apologies.
put?
My
What
apologies.
you trying to
My
do?
apologies.
You trying to put us in the category of the Cowboys over here? Huh?
Hey,
Is that what
y'all
we
been
doing?
to one. No.
Huh?
Because
No, we've
y'all
been to
ain't won.
three. We've been to
Well,
three.
yeah, y'all been to
Okay?
three
We've been to
since.
three Super Bowls since then. Okay?
Yeah, that's
Watch
true.
out now.
That's
Hey,
true.
not too
That's
much.
true.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? I let you get your Ram stuff off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Because
This ain't
if
got
y'all
nothing to
could,
do with the 49ers. Watch out
yeah,
now.
you're right. If
You know what
y'all
I'm
could just
saying?
get over the hump against Kansas City those last two times,
This what we on?
I look.
This what we on?
I wanted y'all to win both of them. What
This
are you
what see we
talking?
lost. This what we on? You know why we lost the first one? See, you know what? This what we
Well,
on?
I know.
Okay,
Garoppolo.
okay.
Garoppolo.
No, I'm not gonna blame Garoppolo for
You
that.
don't
I'm
blame
not gonna
Garoppolo.
do
Well,
it.
no, no.
I blame Shanahan for letting them do it. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Why every single time this is the third time Shanahan did that in a Super Bowl. You abandoned the run to become some passing team that your team is not, and you lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
You're
did it
right.
against the Patriots when you was the offensive coordinator in Atlanta. You did it against the Chiefs the first Super Bowl. I don't know why you decided that you wanted to let Garoppolo try to win the game. Granted, if he would have made that throw, it would have been a different story. But
Right.
he should have never been doing that in the first place. You should have been running the damn football like you know your
Yeah.
team's supposed to do. And you did it last year in the Super Bowl again. You stopped running the damn football instead of let
Yeah.
bro.
Sorry.
And then you went conservative at the end of the game.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
hey,
Yeah, man.
look.
Not too much on the 49ers right now, man. I'm already hurting because my
I'm a
season's
chill.
all messed up. You gonna
I'm a
bring
chill.
up, you
I'm
gonna
a chill.
this is what we gonna do. This is what we on right now.
I'm a
We
chill.
had a good
I'm a
show, and this is what we on.
chill.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, look. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. This is.
I ain't
this
bad.
is
I ain't feeling too bad though, because we've been having winning seasons. We've been close, so
Yeah.
I feel like one of these years we'll get over the hump.
Y'all.
You know.
Well, so here's the thing. Over the last few years, when y'all have had to play us in the Super Bowl, I mean, not in the Super Bowl, but
playoffs.
in the playoffs, something happens. I don't know, right? Something happens. Y'all play us in the Super Bowl, it doesn't work. I mean, play us in the playoffs, it doesn't work out. And I hate to bring it up, but that's just, like, who cares about the regular season when you can't beat us in the playoffs, right? Those years.
This is what we on again.
Well, listen to me. I was
We
gonna say
can't
something
beat.
good at
Well,
the end.
we beat y'all one time to keep y'all from the Super Bowl. So I mean,
Yeah. Hey, look. Listen. Hey, listen. Listen.
that's what we on.
Y'all are gonna be fine. Y'all are gonna be fine.
Don't try and give me no pity now.
I'm-
You just gonna go hard on tell me, man, yeah, man, whatever, man.
You're trying to reconcile and fix it.
Nah, man, but it is what it is, man. Injuries, it's a part of the game you can't
It
predict. So
is. You can't. Yeah, you can't do
it
nothing
is
about
what
it,
it
man.
is. The
Yeah.
year we had another, we could have went 3 straight times in the Super Bowl. I feel like we could have, but when we
Oh yeah, we had
lost
the
all
talent.
of our quarterbacks in a game, see, it's
Oh
always
yeah.
injuries with us.
Yeah.
All of our quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Ain't never seen
Yeah.
the team lose the starter, the backup, and the backup of the backup.
Back up. Yeah. Yeah. Who was y'all playing?
And then all the Philly fans out here be
Yeah,
talking
that was
about, oh, we whooped y'all, we stumped y'all, and all this stuff. We had no quarterbacks. What was you supposed to do? If
Yeah,
y'all
that
would have
was
lost
Philly.
to a team that had no quarterbacks,
Yeah.
what would they have been saying about Philadelphia if y'all lost to us and we ain't got a quarterback?
Yeah. Yep.
Y'all supposed to stomp us, man. That's why the next season we went out there and we stomped Philly out last year. So there it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But
as always,
yeah, it's a good one, man. Appreciate it.
yeah, I appreciate you as always. Fun. We'll be back. We'll be back next Tuesday. I was gonna say we go because we're going live. You know, we're going live the 12th. So I'm gonna push that and kind of promote that or whatever. I want to. Well, I'll talk to you about it off air, but um, but I want to go over some of the details about our live and all of that, and then Christmas break because I feel like we could take a couple weeks off for the holidays. Come around Christmas, but we'll talk about all of that. But like I said, all as always, and I enjoy
Yes, sir.
talking with you, and
As always, bro.
and you enjoy the rest of your night, man.
Yes, sir. You do the same, bro.
All right, man.
All right,
Peace
y'all.
out.
Peace.